everyone, and welcome to week 2 in our Trimsulin Summer Slim Down series. I'm Casey Branson, and we're glad you're with us for this powerful coaching session. Last week, we kicked things off by sharing the heart behind First Fitness Nutrition and our mission that's been driving us since 1989, which is simple: to change people's lives both physically and financially. We believe that wellness should be simple, sustainable, and focused on real, lasting results. With products focused on gut health, weight management, energy and fitness, skin and body care, and overall wellness, we're proud to be a total solution for real people just like you. This week, we're getting into how to make Trimsulin work for you. We're going to take a deep dive into our new healthy eating guide, and we're going to show you simple ways to build better habits to get better results. And we're going to show you what to avoid so you don't get derailed along the way. Whether you're just getting started or you're getting back on track, this session is going to provide you with the tips, tricks, and tools to help you be successful. So with that being said, let's get started. Please help me welcome First Fitness Nutrition President and Co-founder, Nigel Branson.
Thank you very much, Casey. And hi, everyone. I want to welcome those of you that were on last week's call to coming back for week 2. And for those of you that are joining us for the very first time, congratulations on making a decision to lose weight. I do believe that we have an incredible solution with our Trimsulin GLP-1 weight loss program. And tonight I'm going to help develop the right mindset and do a deep dive into really how to maximize your weight loss success. And you are going to walk away from this presentation inspired, motivated, and you're going to say, I'm ready. So if you are ready to receive the coaching tonight, put a 1 in the chat right now. You know, last week I shared my story of struggling to lose weight, and I have a photo montage here of my journey. On the far left was when I was 26 years old. I was just getting started in First Fitness. That was 1989 when we started pioneering gut health and weight loss. Yes, we've been in business for 36 years. And we have always focused on the most important element of nutrition, which is gut health. And then we've also provided a solution to what 7 out of every 10 Americans are looking for, which is weight loss. So think about that. Over 70% of Americans are overweight. 42% of people are obese. We have the solution. But that solution didn't come without pain for me, because if you look at the second photograph, that is 7 years later. I had had a motorcycle accident, confined to a wheelchair for over 5 months, gained 92 pounds. And last week I shared the stress of gaining that weight because I was the president of a health and wellness company. And I did start envisioning that people were looking at me, that I was being judged. I felt insecure. My whole world fell apart. I became depressed to such an extent that I was put on prescription medications. My weight gain of 92 pounds caused me to go on high blood pressure and antidepressants and even receive counseling. Let me ask you, has that ever happened to any of you? Have you ever felt so down on yourself that you're depressed? Have you ever had to get on medication as a result of a significant weight gain? Because my heart goes out for you, because it's not easy to break those habits. And then you'll see on the far right, I've now lost my weight. I have lost a total of 118 pounds. 24 of those pounds have happened in the last 2 years on the Trimsulin weight loss program. I am proud of my accomplishments, and I can tell you that I have adapted a new mindset where when I am going to an event, I do not reward myself with the bad foods. I fuel my body with what it needs, which is the good foods. So our first coaching element tonight is you've got to develop the right mindset. So how do you do that? Well, if you think about most people who are starting a weight loss program, they normally say, I'm going to wait till Monday. Have you ever said to yourself, I'm going to start my weight loss program on Monday, and then on Sunday, you go and overeat? The challenge with that is now Monday morning comes, you start your weight loss program, and midway through the morning, you feel terrible. And a lot of people attribute that to the weight loss products that they're taking, but it's not. What it is, it's your body going into shock from all the sugar and the bad foods you ate the day before, and you're not fueling your body with those bad choices of foods on the first day of your weight loss program. So there's nothing wrong with saying I'm going to start on Monday, but don't go and overeat on Sunday. Another thing that I want to share with you is when I got up to 278 pounds, it didn't happen overnight. I wanted to lose that weight literally within 30 days. That was another mindset challenge that I had because I didn't gain it overnight, but I wanted to lose it overnight. How many of you have gained weight, forgotten how long it took you to gain the weight, and then you get on a program, and if you don't lose 10 pounds in 7 days, you throw in the towel? Well, if you focus on progress and not perfection, I like to use the 10% analogy. Here's another coaching success tip. Take your total weight and take 10% of that number. That should be your weight loss goal initially. So if you weigh 200 pounds, your weight loss goal would be 20 pounds. And then when you get to 180 pounds, you'll reset that goal. Now, you might need to lose 40 or 50 pounds. Don't look at it that way. Take the 20 pounds because you are going to be able to measure that success in much smaller increments. And what I say, be kind to yourself. So let's get into Trimsulin. For those of you that are joining us the first time, Trimsulin is the world's first GLP-1 weight loss program. And this GLP-1 is a natural hormone that is produced in the gut, released after eating, and it's what sends the signals to your brain that I'm not hungry and I am satisfied. And I asked this question before, I'll ask it again. Have you ever eaten a meal and right after you've eaten a meal, you don't feel satisfied or you feel hungry? That's because the natural GLP-1 hormone in your body is not lasting long enough due to the bad food choices, due to the bad diet that we consume on a daily basis. So Trimsulin is going to help control your appetite, regulate your glucose. In other words, we're going to lower the blood sugar levels within your body, and we're going to create thermogenic fat burning. So this is going to naturally increase that GLP-1 hormone to healthy levels so that when you eat, you do not feel hungry. And it is comprised of 2 products. We've got our control, which is the appetite control and glucose regulator. It's a delicious mango flavored drink mixed in water, just delicious. And it absolutely is going to help curb the appetite, the cravings. It's going to give you a feeling of fullness, and it's going to help support healthy blood sugar levels. And then we pair that with an incredible thermogenic fat burner. That's not only going to help your body burn the fat that's been stored up in there, it's going to enhance your metabolism and it's going to increase your energy and focus. And so when you're starting Trimsulin, you're going to feel absolutely fantastic versus starting a weight loss program and feeling drained and kind of run down. You're not going to experience that with the Trimsulin weight loss program. So when you look at the Trimsulin weight loss program overall, we're going to control your cravings, reduce your appetite, we're going to promote fat burning and support healthy blood sugar levels. Here's the key advantage to using Trimsulin. It is plant-based, it's a vegan, it's all natural, and it's so special, it's got a patent pending process on it. And so when you receive your Trimsulin weight loss program, in the program box is the Trimsulin Healthy Eating Guide. And this is your guidelines to successful and sustainable weight loss, because this Healthy Eating Guide tells you how to use the products in the program. It gives you suggestions what to do on a daily basis. It gives you options on different meal plans that you can choose. And then it talks about the optional intermittent fasting, which I'll go into in a few minutes. And then it also has some success tips. So if you did not have an accountability partner. If someone just ordered this online from you and you couldn't get hold of them for whatever reason, if they just read this program guide, they absolutely are going to have lasting and sustainable weight loss success. But because we're walking alongside you on your weight loss journey, I want to do a deep dive in how to maximize your results. So we've got the three elements of Trimsulin. We've got the control, which you're going to mix 1 scoop in 4 to 6 ounces of water, and you're going to take 1 thermo at the same time, and you're going to do that 30 to 60 minutes before your first meal and before your last meal. And then we ask people to stay as close as they can to the healthy eating guide. And I want to explain that to you because I think this is very important. When you are using Trimsulin, you're not on a diet. We want you eating real food. This is very important when you have a family or a spouse or a partner that is not trying to lose weight. This is not a program where you have to eat a certain way and your spouse, family member, or partner eats another way. What we're recommending is that you incorporate the Trimsulin Healthy Eating Guide into your everyday life. And that also includes when you're going out to dinner. And one last nugget I want to give you before we get into the menu guide and how to use the products effectively. Don't use special events as a celebration day. What I have found is that when people are trying to lose weight, they get derailed. They get off track because they are attending a special event. And a special event could be a birthday, it could be an anniversary, it could be Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving Day, go to lunch after church day. These are all special events. And when people attend these special events, they normally use these events as a reason to overeat. I'm going to give you a hypothetical of going out to dinner when you're on the Trimsulin weight loss program, because I don't want you to think about social activities or events being a challenge for you when you're on this program, because it doesn't have to be. So if you can look at your life and say, my life is a series of special events, and then go to these events, but choose healthy food choices to fuel your body and not reward your body, you're going to have tremendous success. Using Trimsulin is very simple. You're going to take a serving of control and 1 thermo capsule together twice daily, 30 to 60 minutes before your first and your last meal. From a health standpoint and from a fat burning perspective, you always want to try and eat your last meal 3 to 4 hours before bedtime, and then follow the healthy eating guide and try to stay as consistent as you can. Now, on your healthy eating guide, we talk about intermittent fasting, but the way that we recommend intermittent fasting is quite different from people's understanding of intermittent fasting. Because what intermittent fasting does, it allows your body to burn fat more efficiently, because we're giving your body a break from the last meal to the next meal. So we like to use 2 intermittent fasting schedules, what we call the 16-8. This means you're going to fast for 16 hours. Your eating window is 8 hours. So if you think about it, if you were eating every 4 hours, more than likely you're only going to eat 2 meals if you were doing the 16-8 intermittent fasting plan. If you were doing the 14-10 plan, that means your fasting window is 14 hours and your eating window is 10 hours. And typically, most people have somewhere between 2 and 3 meals. Here's what I want to explain to you. Even if you are not doing intermittent fasting and you are not hungry, you do not need to eat that meal. So it is very normal for someone to skip a meal. And then if you're not doing any fasting, you would eat 3 meals throughout the day. And from a health standpoint, we'd recommend trying to space those out about 4 hours between your meals. We also incorporate into the healthy eating guide an opportunity for you to accelerate your results. Our flagship product is a product called Renew. It's an inner body cleanse with probiotics. And Renew reduces bloating. It's going to help flatten your stomach. It removes the toxins and restores gut balance. And this supports healthy elimination and digestion, but it also enhances the nutrient absorption. So when you take this daily inner body cleanse in conjunction with the Trimsulin weight loss program, you're going to enhance your results and you're going to feel overall a lot lighter in addition to the losing of the weight. You're just going to feel fantastic. And I highly recommend this product as an add-on to accelerate your weight loss results. And then another product that we're very proud of, because our founder is the man that invented the world's first meal replacement protein shake. And this is part of a protein on the healthy eating guide, and it's called Body Effects. And Body Effects is a healthy meal replacement with probiotics. And so we would recommend that you consider incorporating a Body Effects meal replacement protein shake as at least one of your meals per day on the Trimsulin program. It's got 13 grams of protein, and that's when it's mixed with water. It's got 10 grams of carbs. It's got 24 vitamins and minerals, and it's only 110 calories and only 1 gram of sugar. So a very healthy meal replacement shake that we recommend. So that is what's on the left side of the menu. How to use the products, talk about intermittent fasting as an option, and then 2 recommended add-on products, the Renew and the Body Effects. On the right side of the brochure, we now go into your daily routine. And if you stay on track with this, you're going to get great results. So for meal 1, we want you to take the Control and Thermo together 30 to 60 minutes before the meal. And we give you 2 options. We give you option A and option B. Option A, for the most part, is a First Fitness Nutrition product option. So for meal 1, we have a Body Effect shake, 1 fruit and vegetables. Now, you could take the fruit and take the vegetables from the Healthy Eating Guide recommendations and make a fantastic smoothie. You could take the Body Effect shake, you could have the fruit as a separate item, and you could have the vegetables as a separate item. There is no right or wrong way on how you incorporate the fruits and vegetables with the shake. You might also then say, well, I don't want the shake, I want a option B, the food option one day. Then you can take a protein, a carbohydrate, a vegetable, and a fruit. It's very simple. And I'm going to go over the Healthy Eating Guide as we move through this program. Now, why do we call it Meal 1, Meal 2, and Meal 3? And the reason for that is if someone is doing intermittent fasting, and let's say your first meal was at 11 o'clock in the morning, it's really not breakfast and it's not lunch. You could call it brunch, but we just refer to it as Meal 1. Meal 2 and 3 have the same suggestions. Under option A, you now can have your Body Effect shake, you can have a salad, and you can have the vegetables, and you can mix the vegetables in your salad and vice versa. Here's what I want to tell you about this. Initially, because most people have bad food choices, you're going to use the Healthy Eating Guide as a guide, as a reference. But once you get used to the program, we're going out to a restaurant and I want to know, what can I eat tonight? Let's say, for example, that you were going out to a steakhouse tonight and you're on day 3 of Trimsulin, what would you eat? Well, I'm going to look at my option B on meals 2 and 3 there, and it says I can have a protein, I can have a carb, I can have a salad, and I can have vegetables. I would ask the server, I want a salad, hold the croutons and the cheese, and I would take the dressing and put it in a separate bowl and what I call fork it, because they put too much dressing on your salad. But I mean, it's really that simple. You don't have to complicate this. I would have a grilled piece of steak, a grilled fish, a grilled chicken, some protein option. On the carbohydrate, I'd ask them for a sweet potato and I'd eat half of the sweet potato versus a white baked potato, because anything on the whites in the carbs has sugar. Whites on the carbohydrates are not good, and that's why we like to use the whole food options. And then salad, and I would have some steamed vegetables or sauteed vegetables, and you are not having to compromise a social event with going out to have a meal. Now, as far as the healthy eating guides, we've broken it down into the proteins, the vegetables, the fats and flavorings, the carbohydrates, salads, fruits, beverages, and snacks. And all you're doing is using this as your grocery shopping list. This is what I would take, because there is a downloadable option on this that you can save to your phone. And this is what you use to go and buy your groceries for the week. And this is what you can use when you're getting started and learning to eat healthy when you're going out or at a special event. One of the things I want to bring up is in the beverages. Obviously, on the beverages, you can have water, any drink mix that's sugar-free, the coffees. And you'll notice on the coffee here, we've got a double asterisk. And when you go to the First Fitness Nutrition beverages, we've got double asterisks on the energy and on the pre-workout. This is because coffee, energy drinks, pre-workout drinks are going to increase your energy. In order to do that, they have natural stimulants in it. And so if you have a sensitivity to caffeine, then we would limit the caffeine intake when using Thermo. So for example, if you are taking Thermo and Control fairly early in the morning, but you also like to drink coffee, I would drink the coffee first, wait about 60 minutes, and then take your Control and Thermo together. Remember, it's not the Control that's going to give you that stimulation. It's the Thermo that's going to give your stimulation. So just shift it around your schedule until you feel comfortable. But under normal circumstances, this should not be an issue. This is only for people that might have a sensitivity to caffeine, taking the Thermo with coffee or one of the energy drinks. So let's go back now to staying on track, meal 1 and meals 2 and 3. Remember, if I was doing a 16-8 intermittent fasting, so that means I'm probably going to eat around about 11 o'clock, I'm probably not going to be eating 3 meals. So I would do meal 1, or I could choose meal 2 and 3 as my 2 meals. So it's very flexible on giving you the options to do what you want to do to fit around your schedule when you are losing weight. Now, there's also optional snacks. And if you go to the Healthy Eating Guide, you'll see the recommended snacks that are available for you as well. But here's something that I think is very important for everyone that uses Trimsulin. If for whatever reason, and I would say give it about 7 days, you don't feel like you're getting enough appetite control and reducing of the cravings, there is absolutely nothing wrong taking Thermo and Control 3 times a day. And I would just space those out 4 hours between when you take them. Nothing wrong with taking Thermo and Control 3 times a day. Just remember, your last serving of Thermo should be about 4 to 5 hours before your bedtime. So sometimes people might say, well, my last meal is going to be around 7 o'clock and I normally go to bed at 10 o'clock. Then take the Control and Thermo at 5 o'clock. There's nothing wrong with that. This is just a suggestion. The reason why we tell people to take the products 30 to 60 minutes before your meals is we want to get it in your system and working, so that when you actually get to sit down and eat food, you don't feel as hungry. And then we have the Renew. And when you're incorporating Renew with Trimsulin, we recommend that you take it at bedtime. Now, this is important because you want to start off with 1 capsule at night and increase to 2 if needed. So what would make you know that you want to increase it to 2? If after 2 to 3 days of taking Renew at night, along with the Trimsulin Control and Thermo, you did not notice an increase in your bowel movements, then you would increase to 2 capsules at night. A very important point to mention here is you always want to read the instructions from the menu guide and not from the bottle when it pertains to Renew, because Renew is a standalone product, and so it has different directions for people just using Renew without the control, because the control has fiber in it. So we start off 1 Renew at night, and then you take your control and Thermo twice a day, 30 to 60 minutes before your first meal, 30 to 60 minutes before your last meal. And finally, some core habits. What I recommend is follow the Trimsulin weight loss program for at least 90 days. We have seen from the user experience, we have seen from our comparative study that if you give this program 90 days, and when you think about it, most people are going to need 90 days to lose the amount of weight that they're trying to lose. You're going to really amplify your results. Eat smart. As far as this goes, avoid fried foods. I think it's really common sense. Sweets, late night snacks. It is way better to go to bed feeling hungry than going into the pantry and getting a bad food choice right before you go to sleep. Stay hydrated. You've heard it before. You can't drink enough water. What I like to tell people is take your actual body weight, divide it in 2, and that is what you should try and get the amount of water. So if you weighed 150 pounds, 75 pounds would be half of that. I would try and get about 75 ounces of water. You've got to stay hydrated when you are losing weight. And then get active, get moving, and walking counts. You might start off with half a mile the first day or the first week, and then move it to a mile. But you are going to really start feeling excellent when you are eating healthy, you're staying hydrated, you're avoiding the fast foods, and then you start moving. And then track your results. I would always recommend that you weigh and measure before getting started, and then weigh once a week. Sometimes people like to weigh every day. That can be psychological warfare with the number. I like to say before you get started and once a week thereafter. So for those of you that have received your weight loss program already and you want to incorporate our new healthy eating guide, you can scan this at the end of this presentation. Now, next week, that's June the 17th, is going to be our 3rd coaching call called Get the Real Skinny. And I'm going to be interviewing real people who have had tremendous success with Trimsulin, but you're going to hear how they incorporate the Trimsulin lifestyle program into their daily life and routines. And it's very inspiring, and you're going to get a lot of success tips from these real people just like you. So are you ready to get Trimsulin? Were you invited by someone here who cared enough about you and said, hey, I want you to be part of the Summer Slim Down. I want you to take a look at losing weight. You're going to get this free coaching every Tuesday night. Then I'm going to encourage you to get Trimsulin. It's a month supply. It comes with 1 control, 1 thermo, healthy eating guide for $149. This month, we're going to give you a free gift by accelerating your results with our Renew Daily Inner Body Cleanse. And you buy a Trimsulin weight loss program in the month of June, and we're going to send you a free gift. You're going to actually get the Renew for free. So that's an additional $20 value. So I hope this has been inspiring, educational, and motivating for you to know that you can have tremendous success. You can slim down for this summer and feel amazing. So please get back with the person that invited you to this coaching call today and tell them I'm ready to start my weight loss journey with Trimsulin. We'll see you next Tuesday.